Hi everyone. So I want to talk about the importance of knowing how to be by yourself. Now, on my last video, I discussed how, it's really important to know how to be on your own. And that's so we can be better for our relationship. But this video, I want to speak about how knowing to be by yourself, especially in today's society, is so important, because so many people, they have this fear of being alone. I don't know why. I can only put it down to not just the fact that, we're meant to be with others, because I do understand that, right? But we come in this world alone and we leave this world alone. You might have people by your side, but you're still an individual. So knowing how to be by yourself is so important, and it can't be underestimated. How many people are in relationships that are not only abusive, but they're just not happy in them? And coming from my own personal experience, I have allowed myself to be dealt breadcrumbs. I have allowed myself to be in situations that are not good for my mental health, purely because it's I so want this particular person to love me. And, if you're like me, you find it hard to connect with people anyway. Not because of you necessarily, but just because if you're a deep person, right, you can be pleasant to everybody, right? You can get on with anybody and everybody, but there will only be certain people that you allow into your circle. And sometimes we can meet the opposite sex and then we feel like we've connected with this person. So now it's this person we want and need to love us. And sometimes these people can show up they're the one. But then down the line, they turn out not to be the one. You end up finding yourself to be in this struggle, what they call struggle love. And this person is not meeting your emotional needs. They're not meeting your physical needs. But something inside of you is nope, I need this person to love me. And I myself realised that I suffer with abandonment issues and codependency. And truth be told, it's only you that can heal that within yourself. It's I see myself, the fact that I can recognise these things within myself, I class myself as being so blessed, because a lot of people just plod along in life and they have all these type of relationships, even if they're not totally satisfied. It's because they don't know themselves, they're not able to know what it is they want and need. So they just plod along in the relationships, and I'm guilty of that also. But I've realised the more I've been forced to be on my own, and what I mean by being forced is because I get into these relationships, right? Now, I've not got lots of experience, but the relationships that I have had, they've never been able to meet my emotional or physical needs, right? But I have always tried to make it fit. Because of my need to be loved by this individual, because I've connected with this person and I find it hard to connect with people, I need them to love me, rather than letting them go and trying to find someone else who more suits me. My fear of abandonment, obviously anyone who has fear of abandonment knows that you feel like you're basically going to die if this person leaves, and you can't leave them, right? Because your mind is in survival. It's in survival mode, so you're not going to leave them. And so you stay. And from my experience, it's only when this person goes from giving me crumbs, from even less crumbs to even less crumbs, and I'm what is the point of me hanging on? I'm having pain. This person's not fully letting me go, but at the same time, they're not giving me what I need. So I have a couple of times been given the strength to fully let go. So even though these people let me go, they didn't fully let me go. I had to fully let go because, well, we all know that a user will always continue to want to use you because they know you're a good person. So they always want some type of access to you. But anyway, I've learned that it's so important to know how to be alone, because you can say to yourself, the next time I get into a relationship, I will never stand for that. How is it I'm giving myself this, and I'm going to let someone come into my life, and what are they giving me? Nothing. Oh no, I tell you what they are giving you. They're giving you pain. They're giving you lies, heartache, anxiety, uncertainty. Like, you're just on edge all the time. It's not worth it. Like, I promise you now, right? If you can, because with these type of people in your life, you need to totally detox from them. But once you do, you come out on the other side and you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. And it's like the situation I'm in right now is like, I miss that person, but I don't miss the pain that came along with it. So I'm so glad that he's gone. I miss him from time to time, of course, but he was like poison in my life. It's no good. And when you know yourself, you're going to be able to see all these things a whole lot clearer. And it's only really when we're by ourselves that we learn these lessons. You don't want to be just like the average person. The average person just, they get into a relationship, they have babies, they get married. And it's like, okay, that looks all good on paper. But then what is really going on inside that relationship? I love the saying where people say, people can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. And oh my God, how true is that? How true is that? And that's why the more you know yourself, the more you stand in your power, people cannot take from you because you are too aware for takers to come into your life and take. You are not going to allow it because you're on a different level, and you're aware that you want to be around positive people, genuine people, people who can bring something to the table, and people that have genuine intentions. But unfortunately, when you don't know how to be alone, you are going to put up with all types of things. Now, what would suit me in a relationship is not necessarily going to suit you. But if you had to have that talk with yourself, it's only you that would truly know, are you putting up with crumbs? Are you getting the short end of the stick here? Like, only you know that. Like, you can lie to your friends and your family. Well, a lot of people even lie to themselves. But if you really looked at your relationship, or just looked at your life in general, like, what is it you're accepting from people? Because chances are, and I'm sorry to say this, right? And again, I've had to have this same talk with myself, but if you are accepting crumbs from other people, chances are it's because you're giving yourself crumbs. Because think about it, right? If you are loving yourself, right, you see your worth, right? You see that you're such a lover, you're such a giver, you're honest, you're kind, even with your flaws, right? You try your best, right? You're a good soul. So you're giving yourself the whole loaf, right? Do you seriously think you're going to stand around and allow someone to give you crumbs? When someone comes to you with crumbs, you're going to laugh like, what's this? Like, how dare they even try come to me with crumbs? You're not going to stand for it. And I know with myself, I got crumbs because I gave myself crumbs. I didn't love myself. I kept looking outside of myself. And, you know, I had this attitude, if you would just do this, then I would feel like this. If you wouldn't do that, then I wouldn't feel like this. And it's like, by you having that mentality, you are constantly putting the power in someone else's hands to control your life. So if you are doing that, you have to stop and take your power back and start loving on yourself. Whatever loving you looks like. That could be taking yourself out. That could be, I mean, I don't really recommend, shopping loads, because again, you'll probably have too much stuff in your house and then you'll have to declutter and stuff like that. So, but just, I don't know, do your hair, just do anything, read a good book, make anything that makes you feel good, anything that's going to empower you, and learn how to be by yourself if you are already in a relationship. And then even if you are in a relationship right now, you can still work on yourself and you can still create those boundaries. Like, you are the master of your life. Nobody, unfortunately, is going to look at you and be like, do you know what? You're such a good person. Let me just give you so much. No, they're not. They're not. They're going to be like, you're such a good person. I can walk all over you. So, unfortunately, you have to stand up, take charge of your life, and start putting boundaries in place. It's only when you start treating yourself good do other people treat you good. Do you know why? Because they know that there's a standard. They know that there's the bar with this person. And if I'm not able to reach that bar, they're not interested. We have two choices. We can either continue to play the victim, or we can take charge of our life and step out of victim mode. We have all been a victim at some point in our lives. I'm speaking from experience, right? But I got tired of crying. I got tired of, why me? Why me? Like, what can I do about it? You get shitty people in life. And again, not that I'm saying I'm perfect, but I'm just saying there comes a time when enough is enough and you have to take charge of your own life. Love yourself first. Think about what you deserve. And then ask yourself, are the people in my life loving me right? Are they loving me the way I want to be loved? And if they're not, then something needs to change. You need to change things within yourself and talk to your loved ones, because if they love you, they will hear you. I hope you took something from this video, everyone, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.